So we're here with some of our most profitable traders. Philip, do you want to just give a very brief introduction for FundYourFX and just tell us and tell the audience a little bit about yourself, please?
Well, my name is Philip Spencer Waters. Basically, I'm just a new trader. I've been playing around trading a little bit, but not that much, until I meet Said. That's when everything kicks off.
Okay, awesome. And how long have you been trading for? Can you give us a little bit of background on that?
Well, basically, since just before the pandemic, that was rather 2018. I used to do, there was this guy, Chris, who was from a company called NetPix, was doing options. So what they were doing, they were sending like a signal kind of stuff. So I had all my money put on the options, and then before you know it, everything gone. Then I left options because I used to see there's a guy called Greg Saka talking about Forex, but I never pay attention to that. So just after I had the incident with NetPix, and then I was like, you know what, let me try giving it a go on Forex. So I joined a company called MTI. I don't like to this company, so I'll just jump on that situation. But then there was a time where I saw your adverts. The way I saw your advert on, because I've been trying to do funding prop firms challenge. So there's one time I come across on YouTube, just all of a sudden I come across FundYourFX on YouTube about instant funding. So I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. Cool. Let me jump on it and see how it goes. So I then jump on it. But before that, I was just doing test after test after test. And then I jump on FundYourFX. So the first account that I got was just a silly mistake. And I mistakenly blew that. So I was really, heartbroken. When this is your first time, you're expecting something like that to happen. But if you know you didn't able to risk a game, then you should be prepared for whatever happened. So I thought Said was a godsend, because basically, so after this incident, I tried to reset my account back again. And then that very day, I saw an interview about this guy, Walid. So you were interviewing Walid, and then after that, you were interviewing a guy again that said he should side, but at the end of the day, side is top man, not what I mean. Mm-hmm. So then after that, I jumped on one of your podcasts. I started seeing interviewing people. But the one thing is, after you interview Walid, I was like, you know what? My mind just struck me. To find out who is this guy and to find out the mentor behind him. So I then tried to go on the internet like months, just doing research and stuff. I couldn't able to get hold of him. So then I phoned him. Fortunately for me, Victor was the one that picked up the phone. So I said to him, I'm after a guy by the name of, because the EA that I have before doesn't do stop loss. So from the FX, you have to put your stop loss in all those things. So they particular about the stop loss in terms of safety, which is, is a good practice. So then finally I said to Victor, I need to speak to this gentleman called Said, but I couldn't remember his name before. I was just saying Walid. So he said, oh, Walid, there's another guy called Said. I said, yes. I said, did you have this information? He said, well, sorry. He said, I can't give you this information because we don't do that. He said, so basically, I'm sorry about that. But, I was really desperate. So I approached Victor back again. And the way I was in a desperate mode. I said, please. So Victor then, the way he see and know that where I sound, so he said, okay, I'll do you one thing. He said, give me your number. I'll pass you on to side. He said, I'm not supposed to do that. I said, but I'll pass you on to side and ask him if he want to engage you. If he does, then and then and then I would come back to you, and then you can contact him. So fortunately for me, it was a couple of days for Ramadan. Then I give Victor a call back again. I said, "Oh, Victor, did you add anything about Said?" He goes like, "Yeah, I've spoken to them, man. He want me to give you his number." So as soon as he gave me Said number, I phoned him up. To my greatest surprise, the way Said spoke to me, I couldn't believe, it's like he take me from one hell of a baggage and puts me into something that you just feel at ease, you feel comfortable. So he said to me, listen, we're about to do Ramadan. He said, don't worry. He said, after Ramadan, we'll speak. So after Ramadan, he puts me on the group because he had a community group, the Tiger Bank. So he put me on the group. And then I was just observing what was going on in the group. So I was like, wow, this guy, it's at a different level, because when you see somebody take his time to engage people, like teach you, help you out to learn things and put you through what you're supposed to know. All what Said was telling me is like, listen, Philip, he said, don't worry, you'll be fine. I'm like, who is this guy? I mean, I'm stressed. You just telling me you'll be fine. All the time is be cracking joke. You'll be fine, my bro. You'll be fine. Don't worry about that. So then after Ramadan, I remember a couple of days before Ramadan, so I left a message on the group. I don't know. I just wake up from sleep. I don't know. I just think something in my head. So I then left a message in the group. I said, listen, guys. I said, Side is God sent. I said, we need to take him serious. I said, because after Ramadan, there's going to be an explosion in this group. To be honest with you, Oliver, after Ramadan, because before, I used to put trading, right? But there was no winning. It was just lose, right? So Said said to me, he said, Philip, he said, right now, I'm going to give you two options. He said, we do the automated. He said, but I want you to know about the manual as well. He said, so this is what I want you to do. Open a demo, choose one pair that you're going to be using, and then every day you put a trade and a stop. Whether you win or you lose, let me just see what you do. So within all the group, we done that. So we come with an idea to subscribe, to start subscribing. So that subscription, because I don't need those things. So that subscription was going every month. So we had like a competition. If you put the best trade up from Monday to Friday, and then at the end of the month you win the competition, it goes and give you a funding. That's what Said was doing. So and we still carry on with it. So it just motivates everybody. So after just under 3 weeks, when I met Said, when Said started putting me through, there's some stuff he was saying to me that, Philip, this is all about your psychology. He said, if you pay anything that is worrying you, don't. Just leave it. Go back, relax with family, and then when your mind is at ease, you come back again, and then we'll take it from there. So right under 4 weeks exact, I start getting winnings. So the first thing I did, Said said to me, I can challenge you now. You need to go and do a challenge on FundYourFX. I'm like, I'm not going to do that, Said. He goes like, Philip, listen, just do. I'm like, okay. So I had that 5K, and I go on a challenge, and I passed that stage 1 and 2. Then he said to me, okay, let's turn now to FundYourFX. He said, we're going to put the automated on the EA on to run your stuff, but as well, whilst the EA is taking care of your business, forget about that. Let's concentrate on the manual, because that's what I want you to get your mental strength on. Because this EA, sometimes they can go a different way, so you need to understand what you're doing. To be honest with you, Sometimes we just come in and do analysis and then just put the EA on and let the EA run. But then Syed is so particular about his manual. He's so caring. This guy, he would be with his family at home. He will still be hiding, thinking, what are you doing, man? You need to go to bed. He'll be sending message, he'll be sending this. And every single guy that's in this group has taken it to another level. The last thing that I see that blew my mind, I forgot about my own issue. There was a guy who starts with £500 in his account. Just follow the rules side was giving him. Now his account is about, I think, 3,000. He's not trading funding, but he's just going inside. Just said to him, just point one, just trade point one. And that guy blew our mind. But it's like every day we keep on seeing different things popping up in the group. Different things like you don't expect will be coming up. Then he pushed me up. He said, Philip, go for 20K. FundYourFX. So I go, not FundYourFX, sorry, my Forex fund. So I go on back for the 20K and I pass stage 1 and 2. Then he said to me, the next thing you're going to be doing, you're going to be targeting the 100K. He said, but let's focus on your FX. Let's take this to go. Let's go with this. And so every morning, first of all, we clear aside, will drop a message for us, kind of a prayer, kind of. And then he wish up happy trade day. And then at the end of the day, in the evening, everyone's sending their trade that you take for the day. So we have a side mentor on WhatsApp, and we've got the side subscription mentor group. Because why I call it subscription, it's not like it's taking money for notes, but it's just that's where we send our results. So everyone review the results. So it's got passion for trading that I think, even if you don't have any clue in trading, you come across side, you're destined for greatness. I'm telling you, because right now, if I show you something, because it gives us this thing that we have to take our mind back. So this is what I guess you know who is this. That's Mark Douglas. So this is what we're doing, and we got like every folks will go automated groups like algo trading and stuff. So we go through this thing just to keep our mind, just for us to understand. We don't just stand there and just sit down. Every time it puts us in something that will trigger our mind. So our slogan now in the group is, the train will never wait for you in the platform. You have to wait for the train or the platform, because if you miss the train, then I don't know when you jump on the train back again. So that slogan, everyone know the slogan in the group. So that's what we all about. You know, we add another slogan is as a road to a millionaire. So we as a group, the mentoring, we challenging ourselves to be one of the top trader that we can end up be trading at £1 million or $1 million account. So all I can say is, if there's anyone out there who is looking for a mentor, you want to consider Said, because this guy, I've seen mentors that come around that have demand a lot, that have asked you for stuff. They don't need them. He's got stuff. He's just helped people. He has never approached me, never asked for money, nothing. And he takes his time every day, sending message, communicating, you know, just putting us through, just chasing us to do what we're supposed to do. At the end of the day, we'll all send you our trade. He review it, and then he would phone us one by one, or he would send a message to us one by one and let us know where we need to gain our strength, where is our weakness, and then he will do his general talk on the group. So for me, I think I haven't regrets coming through FundYourFX, because I could say going through FundYourFX, take me to the destination of site, and getting to site is a different ball game, because now I can sit down and put trade. That's I don't even consider whether it's a lose or winning, because one thing side used to say to me is that, Phil, just put your trade, put your phone down, and go about your business. Sit there and just don't. You know what you're supposed to do. Make sure you got your stop loss. Make sure all your fundamentals are there. If you don't understand anything, give me a call and then we'll go through it. But one thing he does, he allows you to go through and make and do things. And if you make a mistake, it bring you back again and give you the right information, because I think he sees that's the best way you would learn. So he's always there to guide us. At any time, we can have an access to him to just reach out to him, you know. So I'm really grateful for Said, and plus I'm grateful for FundYourFX, because not much of a company that can just come out of nothing and just give you that add capital on just instant funding. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't come across any other company. It's probably I just focus on FundYourFX and not looking to other people. But and one thing I like, every morning I go through YouTube, I must see one person in FundYourFX that will give you updates for the markets, that will tell you what's going on, that will take you through, you know. So I like that, because to me it's a fair company, and it's how I said, it's a parental company. They look after you. They do things that you know that you're supposed to do. They're not looking to rip you off. They're not looking to get back off you, but they're looking for you to get guidance to be the best. Even if you make a mistake, you send an email, it's a genuine mistake that's been rectified. They don't like press on the issue with you. Everybody I've dealt with so far, from I don't need to call names, but I would just say from the FX in general, the people I've spoke to, and it just makes me know, because there's one thing about me. A man is known by the company he keeps. So all the other guys that in FundYourFX that I've spoken to, the way they dealt with me just make me know all the other guys in the company are the same professional of what's going on, because they are, how would I say, they are the representative of the company. So basically what you see, they do in a good way and the best way. That's how the company, portrayed themselves. So I don't think I find any faults in FundYourFX. I don't think I've seen anything that created doubts on me. Or what I'll say is, for a young trader, if you really do want to start your career, I think you might want to consider FundYourFX, because trust me, like I said before, it's not much people out there professionally the way you've dealt with these people. I've come across companies out there that you wonder, how big is this company? But I mean, come on, the guys that you've been speaking out there to, they're not up to scratch the way they behave and the way they try to interrogate with you. But since what? FundYourFX is one company. I usually laugh. Every email you send to them, they'll send you an email and answer your question. They'll go and ask you back again, is there anything you want me to help you about? I'm like, I bet you could send 50 emails to you, I'll get the same question 50 times, which is nice. At least they try to know whether, you're still okay, or you still want something else that day. And they're always there to help you. They're always there to help you. So to be fair with FundYourFX. So with me, like I said, all of my friends that I know, if they're looking, because with me, I'm not going to jump on them and say, come over. What they see on me will draw them to FundYourFX, will draw them to Side, because that would show the image of me will reflect FundYourFX and Side especially. So, I'm grateful about Side and FundYourFX. And I say it again, if anybody is looking for a mentor, you might want to consider Said, because this guy is a legend. He takes his time to help people. He reaches out to people. He would let you learn both automated and manual. So you're in a strong position. And our group, to be honest, like I said, this group will kick off one day. Everybody will surprise, because I got the belief and I saw what Said is doing. He's got heart. He want to take this group in a big level, in the next level. But one thing about Said, he always tried to advise his students and direct them to FundYourFX, and said, guys, listen, as a beginner, check out FundYourFX. I've used this company, they're a big company, they're a good company, they're a decent company. So I've never had Said there talking about any other company. That every time, 5 out of 10, he would be talking about FundYourFX. I think that's the company he believes in. He said, for me, being around him and seeing what he's doing, I think you can only believe how the guy portrays himself. You know, you can only see and model yourself to what he do. Is he had that time to go about and teaching people, even when you'll be sending a message and said, Said, listen, man, you need to go and get a rest. I mean, chill with your family. He said, yeah, I'm going to turn the phone off. But then you see, send you a message back again and said, you know what, Philip, how about this analysis? Let's try it. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Let's kill this off. And he goes like, no, you know what, I'm on it, man. Let's go. So even though sometimes you want to move to the other side, it's dragging you into it. So for me, I like that, because you got some mentor behind you for a reason. They don't seek your interest, they don't seek you at heart. And you know, for me, I've met Said from Ramadan to now. How many months is that? It's like I've met Said. It's like I've met Said forever. You know, the guy is just phenomenal. He's a legend. He knows what he's doing. He helps guy. I mean, I used to call him Mr. Forex Charity, because he don't demand anything from people. He just bring you in there. And his rules and regulation is, listen, everyone gonna learn this thing, and we're gonna have our funding account. So therefore, he didn't tell us we have to decide. We said, listen, every month we do the subscription. We said, well, this subscription will be going to anybody who won the competition. Then if somebody had a problem with his funding account, if you need a reset, we can take from this. And he's done it. He's done it. No one's thought twice. He's done it. So it's not looking for what you're giving him, because we can't, to be honest with you, there's no money you can keep Said in this world. You know, it's just him. It's just his heart. Because this guy is thinking about different side in the world, just to go there and, you know, train up people, get traders, do stuff. So like I said, FundYourFX, I'm with FundYourFX, I'm with Said. Let's do this. It's gonna be a different ball game. The way I see FundYourFX, that is the sky is gonna be the limit. When I say something, trust me, it is all about the belief. It is for the next year down the line, you yourself, Oliver, will sit down one day and said, I interviewed a guy and he said something. You know, watch what would happen before the end of this year with FundYourFX. Watch what would happen. That's all I would say. I wouldn't say that much, but just watch what would happen. I'll say this back again to Said, and he's seeing what's going on. So, FundYourFX, I know people are talking about other prop firm, but I have seen a different side of FundYourFX for me to know. This year and next year, it will be a different FundYourFX. It will be next level. So for me, I appreciate all what has happened. I appreciate the customer service. I appreciate all the professionalism, the people who work in FundYourFX, how they deal with customer and how they apply themselves. You know, for me, you would only want to hang around those kind of people, because for me, I model myself around people who show you the right way, how to do things the right way. And to me, the lots of staff that I'm even tempted to call names, but I'm not going to call names. They're diligent people in this company, in this FundYourFX, which they're exceptional. And for every time you speak to them, it's a different way you feel, not in a bad way, but in a good way. They make you just relax and think, this is how I want life to go. This is how I want things to happen, not be stressing yourself because you got the right channel that you can press, and then you get your answer and you get your information, everything being sorted. So I would say thank you to FundYourFX and all those. I would say thank you to Said because of what he's done. Is exceptional. I would forever respect him, and I would advise anyone, if you think you're looking for somebody to put you in the right place, take you in the right direction, or just think about Said, Mr. Tiger Bank, because we are waiting for the train in the platform. We're not chasing the train, so we board on the train and we move on.
Awesome. And what is your favorite asset to trade?
Well, my favorite assets that Said advised me, and I've been doing it for a while now, and it's okay, is GJ. Okay. It's GJ. So what I do with the GJ is basically, forever I make an attempt, after the analysis, I would check currency strength back again and look at the volume, because thing is, you have to understand the patterns of those things, right? It's like you have your kids. You have to understand how they react. You have to understand when they do something. If someone come to you and say, your kids do this out there, but you know your kids, you would probably think twice first before you question that person. So with this asset, especially GJ, they got some way that they react that you need to pay attention, and those ones they trend a lot. So you got to the thing you need to do is you got to be ready for the trend. You got to be ready to ride the trend, right? As long as you're not greedy, then you're okay. Just take what you have to take and then move on. Tomorrow is another day. It's not that thing where you want to put a trade all day long. You're going to get bored. Go in there, watch your charts and see what's going on. And then you're off. Side start saying that to me before. I'm like, how's that possible? You just open your chart and you see what's going on. But with training, he said to me, you have to train your mind, you have to train your eyes, you have to train your brain. You're watching through this chart. Because sometimes I'll sit down there 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning, right? And maybe 12 midnight, because if my kid's gone to bed, that's when I'll jump on the chart. I'll just be looking at the chart, just making a note, just marking for every move. Just going back again and see what he done, why he done this, what's the reason, So what I tend to do is, even when we're trading automated, you're using the EA. If you go on the chart, you look at the volume, the time frame, the candles pattern, and when you see some certain candles, how they repeat themselves, you can take those time frame, mark them down, and you program your EA to trade, back test and trade to that time frame of those candles reaction. Guaranteed, you would be in a good position, because you don't need to put your EA 24/7. Sometimes I've seen Side put a EA 90 minutes and bang, everything's finished. That's it. But at the same time, it doesn't overtrade. It doesn't the lot size was not that lot, because for him, one, he knows FundYourFX in and out. He can tell you the lot size you put that will be accepted. He can tell you the lot size that you will put that is not accepted. So when you're talking to Syed, you need to, it would give you two details. It would give you two details. If it need been for him to take you to FundYourFX website and let you read through, it will do that for you to understand, because he said to you, listen, these guys are professional. You can't bend the rules. So you need to know what you're doing, right? Be honest with yourself. If you make a mistake, you make a mistake. It's an honest mistake. But what you need to do is prepare and used to the environment, because there are stages. So the more you trade for FundYourFX, the more the opportunities open, the doors open. So just keep your head and see what's going on. Just trade according to the requirements. And that's it.
Mm-hmm. And one last question: what advice would you give to people looking to get started with FundYourFX?
Well, to be honest with you, Oliver, I think all the stats I've already told people what what they're supposed to know. But the last time again, I would say, listen, when you look at FundYourFX, if you look at people that are working with FundYourFX and you have the chance to speak to them, for me, it's an opportunity. Just speak to them, speak guys. It's an opportunity, and seeing how those guys treat you and how those guys, customer service is top notch, right? It's top. They always try to help you. They always ask you questions. They always do what you needed, and they'll go back to you. Is there anything? Are you finished? Is there anything you want me to help you with? And then, maybe you forgot something. You go back. They're still willing to help, no matter what the time. No matter one thing I observe about FundYourFX staff. If you get to them and you send them an email, and maybe they're out of office, they didn't see the email, guaranteed the email that is covering the first line will be an apology. Let them know, let you know how care they are for you. And, for me, it's good when someone, apologize. They don't need to do that. If it's the out of office hours, it's out of office hours. But that professionalism in them, that's how they've been trained, I believe. So it's part of them. It's their daily routine. You can't take it for them. For me, I want to associate myself with those people. So I'm saying to guys out there, if you're looking for funding company, FundYourFX is the right place you want to go. You really want to associate yourself with them, because I'm telling you now, this company, by next year, you will be chasing the train on this company, because it will be a different structure. It will be a different game. You wouldn't believe this is the company we used to see. As in now, it's a great company, but in life, you don't just sit down there, you do something. So I believe FundYourFX will be going to a higher level, as well as the same thing, applies to Side and the Tiger Bank. So for me, what I could say, if you want to start little, you want to learn, you want to get that knowledge, you want to get exposed, FundYourFX is your way.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. And thank you for sharing your words of wisdom and encouraging potential and future FundYourFX traders. As you can see, we're able to get people up and running. We're able to get people to a point where they're super successful and provide the mentorship needed to be able to have the success that you want to have with FundYourFX. So, yeah, Philip, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for inspiring others, and thank you everyone for listening. And we will see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Thanks. Thank you.